Yo. 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 What's cracking? Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Crazy, man. What's happening? Let's see, man. Shout out to everybody out there. Early birds, man. Rebecca Kaplan in the building. Ombrito in the building. PM in the building. Stephanie McCoy in the building. Short. What's cracking? What's cracking? That fisherman was on fire last night. El Presidente, man. Okay. So I gotta. Let's see. Yeah, a lot to get into today, man. A lot to get into. Where should we begin? Where should we begin? Where should we begin? Everybody hit that like button, man. Smash that like button. Smash that like button for me. Smash that like button for me. If you can. If you can. If you can. A lot going on. Shout out to the whole crew, man.
This just into CNN, a Southwest jet had a near collision with a private plane at Midway Airport in Chicago. This happened Monday. CNN aviation correspondent Pete Montine is back. Walk us through what happened. Well, it happened at Midway Airport. It happened this morning, not Monday. Pete, take it away.
This morning at about 10:50 Central Standard Time, this Southwest flight, Southwest 2504, and you can see in the video from plane spotters here, was coming into land on Midway's 3-1 Center. Very busy airport, huge hub for Southwest Airlines. This is what's called a go-around or an aborted landing. You may have experienced this on a commercial flight. Usually pilots do this when the approach is unstable or there's wind or there's wind shear. In this case, this is called a runway incursion, meaning an airplane on the runway where there shouldn't be. That's the private jet, the Challenger 350 there, taxiing.
Wow. That would
Where
be
there shouldn't
ugly.
be.
That could have been ugly.
On the runway where there shouldn't be. Pilots do this when the approach is unstable or there's wind or there's wind shear. In this case, this is called a runway incursion, meaning an airplane on the runway where there shouldn't be. That's the private jet, the Challenger 3.
Wow. Wow.
350 there, taxiing out in front of this flight. The crew artfully of the Southwest flight does a go around, pitches up, and climbs back into the air to come back around for a successful landing. Obviously, nobody hurt in this, but this is a narrative, just one more example in a narrative of incidents that we have seen since the start of 2023. And the NTSB, the National...
Since when? This is a narrative that we... Since when? Hold on, what did he say?
The Southwest flight does a go around, pitches up, and climbs back into the air to come back around for a successful landing. Obviously, nobody hurt in this, but this is a narrative, just one more example in a narrative of incidents that we have seen since the start of 2023. And the NTSB, the National...
Hold on. Hold on, man. Hold on. Hold on.
And climbs back into the air to come back around for a successful landing. Obviously, nobody hurt in this, but this is a narrative, just one more example in a narrative of incidents that we have seen since the start of 2023. And the NTSB, a successful landing. Obviously, nobody hurt in this, but this is a narrative, just one more example in a narrative of incidents that we have seen since the start of 2023. And the NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, has investigated a significant number of these incidents that came within very close, we're talking feet away from a possible collision. JFK, Austin, Boston, Burbank.
Don't he know he's on CNN, man? He's never going to be invited back on CNN. That's crazy, man. He's a one and done on CNN. You done fucked up. You couldn't even, you got on CNN one time and fucked up.
Or there's wind or there's wind shear. In this case, this is called a runway incursion, meaning an airplane on the runway where there shouldn't be. That's the private jet, the Challenger 350 there, taxiing out in front of this flight. The crew artfully of the Southwest flight.
Hey, moderators, man. Is there any moderators in here, man, in the building? Are there any moderators here, man? I need to deputize some new moderators, man. We need some moderators in the building, man. Let me see if I can deputize a couple new moderators, man. Shout out to Big Larry, man. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Let me see something, man. It's crazy, man. 1 second. Let me see. We need some moderators, man. I can see the wrenches. That dude was crazy, man. Y'all gotta get him. Y'all gotta get him up out of there, man. All right, I made one new moderator. I ain't see I ain't saying like, go overboard, but that dude was ridiculous. Yeah, man, this guy said the quiet part out loud on CNN, man. He was not supposed to say this. Listen very closely, guys. This guy on CNN was not supposed to say this.
We haven't experienced this on a commercial flight. Usually pilots do this when the approach is unstable or there's wind or there's wind shear. In this case, this is called a runway incursion, meaning an airplane on the runway where there shouldn't be. That's the private jet, the Challenger 350 there, taxiing out in front of this flight. The crew artfully of the Southwest flight does a go around, pitches up, and climbs back into the air to come back around for a successful landing. Obviously, nobody hurt in this, but this is a narrative. Just one more example in a narrative of incidents that we have seen since the start of 2023. And the NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, has investigated a significant number of these incidents that came within very close, we're talking feet away from a possible collision. JF.
Uh-oh.
Of the Southwest flight does a go around, pitches up, and climbs back into the air to come back around for a successful landing. Obviously, nobody hurt in this, but this is a narrative. Just one more example in a narrative of incidents that we have seen since the start of 2023. And the NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board, has investigated a significant number of these incidents that came within very close, we're talking feet away from a possible collision. JFK, Austin, Boston, Burbank, the list really goes on. Seems likely that this would end up not only under FAA investigation, but also under NTSB investigation, because the alarm bells have been there for a long time. Why are airplanes able to get so close to each other when air traffic controllers are responsible for keeping the runway safe and clear? There are a lot of factors here. And of course, we're still at the very, very early stages of this. So don't want to speculate, although you have to talk about this while mentioning air traffic controllers are under an incredible amount of stress right now. You have to connect it back to the big story. DOJ is making cuts at the FAA right now. And also, FAA controllers just had to essentially justify their jobs with 5 bullet points to Elon Musk. 10,000 of them responsible for controlling the airspace in the national airspace system. And many of them are working mandatory 6-day weeks of 10-hour shifts. We're talking mandatory overtime. The Southwest crew did the right thing here. People ask me all the time, why is there a go around? This was the right call. You can always go around and fly back into the air and come back around and try another landing. The big question is, why did that private jet enter onto that runway when this passenger jet, the Southwest flight, was moments away from landing? Very scary.
Yeah, that looked like very quick thinking by that Southwest pilot. Thank you so much for bringing that to us, Pete. You know, we were just...
How does this bitch keep her job and Joy Reid gets fired? Huh? It's racism, man. Shout out to Prodigal Cook County, man. He say, damn, that was near my crib. Yeah, man. Are you dropping your location, man? You must don't got no ops, man. You ain't got no ops, man. Ops gonna pull up to the airport looking for you, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Karate instructor in Northern Liberty showed a lot of heart and a lot of hustle by stopping a would-be thief.
This all started at the Action Karate Studios on Thursday when a woman came into the studio saying her purse had just been stolen at a neighboring business. This is a wild scene. You see the instructor running out to stop the thief. Our Ross Dumate is live at the karate studio to show us what happened next. Hey, Ross.
Hey, Jim and Janelle. Yeah, so it turns out not all heroes wear capes. It turns out some of them wear black belts and beat up bad guys in between teaching karate classes, and that's exactly who we have here this morning. I want to introduce you to some special guests. We have Jennifer Romanelli as well as Stefan Venter, one of the instructors here at Action Karate. So you guys have an amazing story. I mean, you guys didn't know each other at all. Let's start with you, Jennifer. You were just getting your clothes cleaned nearby. And then all of a sudden someone steals your purse, right? Tell me what happened after that.
Yeah, I was just getting some alterations. Thought I was going to be in and out. And then a gentleman came in, said he was cold. They were like, you need to...
Who came in? Who came in?
Know each other at all. Let's start with you, Jennifer. You were just getting your clothes cleaned nearby. And then all of a sudden someone steals your purse, right? Tell me what happened after that.
Yeah, I was just getting some alterations. Thought I was going to be in and out. And then a gentleman came in, said he was cold. They were like, you need to leave. He wouldn't leave. And then they said, you need to leave. And when he left, he snatched my purse.
And so you started screaming, asking for help, and really no one was coming to your aid right away.
Yeah, I mean, ran out there, myself and the woman, we were chasing, just screaming for help, just seeing if anyone would come to our rescue. And then lo and behold, this gentleman came out of nowhere. And I got my purse back.
Let's pick.
See, women are going. This is one thing about when you got real men running the country. Women go back into their roles, man. Under Biden, she'd have went out there and tried to fight the guy and got her ass kicked. But since Trump has redefined the gender roles, man, she knows she a woman, man. Help, help, thief, he stole my purse. Things are getting back in order, man. Things are getting back in order. Now if we could just get fucking Queen Latifah off of the Equalizer, man. Recast somebody for the Equalizer other than Queen Latifah, and everything will be all good, man.
Alterations, thought I was going to be in and out. And then a gentleman came in, said he was cold. They were like, you need to leave. He wouldn't leave. And then they said, you need to leave. And when he left, he snatched my purse.
And so you started screaming, asking for help, and really no one was coming to your aid right away.
Yeah, I mean, ran out there, myself and the woman, we were chasing, just screaming for help, just seeing if anyone would come to our rescue. And then lo and behold, this gentleman came out of nowhere, and I got my purse back.
Let's pick up the story from there. Stefan, we saw it in the video. I mean, someone came in, alerted you what was going on, and you didn't even think twice. You just took off running out of the store. What was going through your mind? What made you instinctually just go after this guy?
So background from what happened back home, it was just normal instinct of, it's a second nature thing of me to try and help someone. And I immediately just ran, saw the guy, and I'm like, no matter what, I'm getting this lady's purse back, and I really want to try and help him.
And so tell me about the move you pulled off once you caught up to this guy, this purse snatcher. And I know you're going to demonstrate it on poor Eric over here, who's been nice enough to help us out.
So, yeah, the thing is, it's called a low kick. So it's demonstrated to try and get all the muscles on the side of the leg, to numb them, get the leg down out of the way. So as I ran after him in the running, got a low kick on his leg. He stumbled, dropped the bag, and then got the bag back.
Just a true hero. And can you give us a little show here? And while he's doing this, Jennifer, tell us what was going through your mind when he returned this purse.
I mean, I was just stunned. I mean, I thought the bag was gone, didn't know where he was and how he came to be. And
yeah, them shits hurt like a motherfucker. When you an MMA fighter, man, I don't know how them MMA fighters, they can take like 20 of those shits just during the course of a fight, man. Those guys who know how to do that low kick, man, it might look like nothing, but man, that thing will take you out because they kick you with so much force.
Then got the bag back.
Just a true hero. And can you give us a little show here? And while he's doing this, Jennifer, tell us what was going through your mind when he returned this purse.
I mean, I was just stunned. I mean, I thought the bag was gone, didn't know where he was and how he came to be. And I was just completely stunned and baffled.
And you didn't even know how he pulled it off because you didn't see it happen, right? Like you just saw the demonstration of the low kick. What are you thinking now that you've seen how he did it?
It's amazing. I mean, quite frankly, it's amazing. I mean, he was right place, right time. And I mean, whoever would have thought something like that would have happened?
Is hero the right word in your mind?
I think so. Yeah.
We need more Stefans around. So finally, this has inspired you actually now to hold a class for women, right? A self-defense class. Tell me what your thinking was in hosting a class like that. I don't want to step on the mat, so come on over.
So previously, we just wanted to give Jennifer and the lady from the dry cleaners, we wanted to give them just a 3-week training, some self-defense, and then it ended up that we thought that all the females and everyone needs the self-defense. And we open it up for everyone to give them a free self-defense course.
All right, we're just getting started, guys, because I want to talk more about this class, and we also want to do some demonstrations. I thought I might have to take a head kick today, guys. I'm so glad that Eric showed up to take the real brunt of the kick. I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, them leg kicks ain't no joke. They know how to knock you. They'll make you. Oh, you know what, man? Let's go ahead and hit me. I was going to save this for another time. We're doing that. Shout out to Ray Wall, man. Ray Wall in the building, man. He says, 100% on women going back to traditionalism. Thank you, Trump. Uh-oh. Gliders and tigers are learning martial arts and going to the gun range. Sons are in trouble. You know what? I don't think so, man, because sons still just catch you off. I mean, like, it's still hard to just deal with son criminals because even if you see them coming, you're not going to pull out your gun and start shooting. Once we get there, all they're going to do is really take your gun. But it is some citizens will benefit. Some alert citizens will benefit. But the average citizen is still like not paying attention. Sons sneak up on you, man. They sneaky, man. I think I saved that one for tonight. I'm gonna say that Joe Rogan one for tonight. Yeah. Shout out to that dude though, karate guy, man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to that, man. Shout out to that guy, man. Let me see how many we got. Let me see how many we got in the building, man. We're gonna get to the main event in a little bit, man. We're gonna get to the main event in a little bit, man. In a little bit, we'll get to the main event, man.
Some community activists are calling on 2 Hennepin County Sheriff's deputies to resign. Footage of a rough arrest is sparking controversy. We do want to warn you, it may be hard for some of you to watch.
Get your hand back. You're not doing it. I'm not doing it.
That's not hard for me to watch. That nigga ain't paying. That nigga ain't listening. Why y'all acting so stupid like they just punched him for nothing? Like they ain't put cuffs on hundreds of niggas. And like you know what I'm saying? Like they don't just put cuffs on people all the time. He obviously doing something where you can't see his hands. His hands is being blocked by this guy's body, so you can't see his hands. They ain't nothing about this disturbing, man. Fucking bitch.
Some community activists are calling on 2 Hennepin County Sheriff's deputies to resign. Footage of a rough arrest is sparking controversy. We do want to warn you, it may be hard for some of you to watch.
Get your hand hand back. Get my 20. I'm not doing it. Die.
This happened January 9th in Minneapolis. You can see a Hennepin County deputy deliver multiple blows to that man's head. Last night, the sheriff's office says the deputies reported him resisting and properly documented their use of force. They say he's a felon who had a firearm. The sheriff's office also said in part it is, quote, conducting a review to determine appropriate next steps. And this video will now be part of that ongoing review. But this morning, a humanitarian organization called Lion of Judah gathered to call for those deputies to resign. They say they want
a humanitarian organization called Lion of Judah.
A thorough investigation and proper accountability. Adam
Who
Duxter.
the fuck are they to demand a thorough investigation? Fuck y'all, man. I'm tired of all these black groups just popping up on random arrests. We demand a thorough investigation. Fuck you. I need to start telling these people, fuck you, man. Arrest and be like, man, turn. As soon as these bow tie niggas show up at the station, you both say, hey, man, turn around, put your hands behind your back. Oh, what? Yeah, you're under arrest, man. Oh, shit, man, that'll stop all that shit. That'll stop all that shit. Them niggas will go get real jobs.
This morning, a humanitarian organization called Lion of Judah gathered to call for those deputies to resign. They say they want a thorough investigation and proper accountability. Adam Duxter is there now with the very latest. Adam.
Yeah, Shayla, this is something where we came into the day really with a lot of questions as to what happened and why. And just within the last hour or so, starting to get at least a couple of those questions answered after talking with the man who took that video. Again, this all happened here in this parking lot right next to Franklin and 22nd of the intersection there in Minneapolis. And that man says he took out his phone and started recording because that's a neighbor of his at the bottom there you see right there. And he says the interaction with police started just a moment earlier. And he said he felt he had to take the phone out to record. Didn't post it until this week because he wanted to see his neighbor again and make sure it was okay. That man now out of custody. We're told he's a 34-year-old man, according to court documents, arrested on weapons charges, but never formally charged. Again, now out of custody, according to online public court records. But today, those community activists are calling for more of an investigation, an outside investigation into the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office and their actions.
Them. Do they got some money? Is this nigga gonna pay for the investigation? That shit costs money. That shit ain't free to do no outside investigation. Cough up some money, motherfucker.
Sheriff's Office and their actions.
This excessive force and this excessive use, this illegal, unlawful use that we continue to see, even that took place with George Floyd, we will not tolerate.
These niggas grifted, man. They brought up George Floyd. They invoked George Floyd. What's his name? Brother Nasir. I bet you dollars to donuts that ain't that nigga birth name. I bet you that nigga name is DeMarcus Johnson, man. That nigga name Jaquan Simpson or some shit. You don't want to change his name, man.
This excessive force and this excessive use, this illegal, unlawful use that we continue to see, even that took place with George Floyd, we will not tolerate it within our community no more. These officers need to be held accountable. We are demanding that the Department of Justice do a full, thorough, independent investigation.
And Shayla, one point that those activists are making today is that they worry if this video had never been made public, if they ever would have heard that this event even happened.
Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of these. America's tired of y'all, man. America's tired of y'all, man. We tired of y'all, man. You bow tie ass niggas. We want y'all
So
to go
community
away.
activists are calling on.
We want y'all to go away, man.
So community activists are calling on two Hennepin County Sheriff's deputies to resign. Footage of a rough arrest is sparking controversy. We do want to warn you, it may be hard for some of you to watch.
Get your hand. That's not hand back. It's not doing it. I'm
Where did it go?
This happened January 9th in Minneapolis. You can see a Hennepin County deputy deliver multiple blows to that man's head. Last night, the sheriff's office says the deputies reported him resisting and properly documented their use of force. They say he's a felon who had a firearm. The sheriff's office also said
they trying to handcuff a dude resisting with a gun, and these motherfuckers is talking about police brutality. Let's see what's going on in Memphis, man. Then we're gonna get to the main event, man. We ain't been to Memphis in a minute, man. Let's see what's going on in Memphis.
A man wanted for the hit-and-run death of a construction worker on the I-55 bridge last year has been captured by police in Chicago. 24-year-old Calvion Thomas of Memphis was arrested after a traffic stop. Arkansas State Police say Thomas was fleeing from officers in West Memphis at a high rate of speed when he ran into a construction crew on the bridge in September. 36-year-old Justin Delgado was killed and another worker seriously hurt.
Dang.
Thomas faces charges of first-degree murder and first-degree battery.
Damn, they gave him first-degree murder, not vehicular manslaughter? That's crazy. He's fucked.
Tonight, the Shelby County Commission nominated a replacement for retiring Judge Bill Anderson. Assistant District Attorney and former Judicial Commissioner Taylor Batchelor was.
Jesus Christ. Another sister judge. We don't need another sister judge, man. Please, no. Please tell me this is a joke, man.
Assistant District Attorney and former Judicial Commissioner Taylor Batchelor was nominated by the commission. The commission met with a dozen or so candidates last week, and Batchelor will fill the role until the county election next year. Anderson is stepping down from the bench on March 1st. He came under fire over the past couple of years for allowing people charged with serious crimes out of jail with little or no bond.
Oh, well, to get rid of this fucking glider, man. Get rid of him. But they replaced him with a sister, man. Come on, sister. You gotta do better than this woke white man, man. This is like a rock and a hard place, man. This is stuck between the frying pan or the fryer. Shit. Fuck.
Tonight, the Shelby County Commission nominated a replacement for retiring Judge Bill Anderson. Assistant District Attorney and former Judicial Commissioner Taylor Batchelor was nominated by the commission. The commission met with a dozen or so candidates last week, and Batchelor will fill the role until the county election next year. Anderson is stepping down from the bench on March 1st. He came under fire over the past couple of years for allowing people charged with serious crimes out of jail with little or no bond. There was even a push to remove him from the position.
Shout out to Big Time in the building, gifted 5 memberships. Shout out to Big Time.
This afternoon, 3 men are accused of assaulting Superlow Foods employees last week in East Memphis, and officers need your help identifying them. Footage from the Superlow location on Quince Road shows the moments where the men are seen attacking the 2 workers. Officers did not say what led to the altercation, but the men were seen leaving with a woman after the fight ended. If you recognize anyone from this incident, call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH.
Oh, okay. We got a glider, man. See, I'm fair, man. Found a glider, man.
We're also learning new details about how the suspect accused of at least 2 violent murders across Miami-Dade County carried out his crimes. Police are calling that man the epitome of evil. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench is live in Miami.
Damn, that white dude is the epitome of evil. That's crazy. That said the white guy's the epitome of evil. Let's see what he did, man.
We're also learning new details about how the suspect accused of at least 2 violent murders across Miami-Dade County carried out his crimes. Police are calling that man the epitome of evil. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench is live in Miami with details for us. Peter.
Well, Elliot, among those new details, the Miami police chief said the suspect in this case was targeting older gay men. And we also found out that he was supposed to have been deported last September, but that never happened.
This fella is a really bad guy. He is the epitome of evil. He hunts his prey.
Strong words from the Miami Beach police chief about 25-year-old Zolyomi, accused of strangling and killing 2 men who he had befriended.
We were able to conduct the investigation, track him down, bring him into custody, and get a full confession for both crimes.
Police say the first victim was 66-year-old Carlos Villaquiran. His right leg had been amputated below his knee. Detectives say text messages revealed he had told Zolyomi he was going to report him to police unless he returned his stolen property. His body was discovered in his Miami Beach apartment on November 21st. Police said his second victim, 71-year-old Rodolfo Fernandez de Velasco, was discovered in his car that had crashed in Little Havana on January 19th. Surveillance tape reportedly showed Zolyomi leaving the scene.
This individual that was out there preying on members of our community would have gotten away with these crimes if it wasn't for the diligent work of our investigators and the close partnership we have amongst these agencies.
Because there's no doubt in my mind, had he not been caught, he would have done this again and again.
Police also revealed that Zolyomi had been arrested last July for a strong-arm robbery after reportedly stealing $50 from a woman in Miami Beach. Police say the Hungarian national had overstayed his visa.
Came into the U.S. in October of 22.
A Hungarian national. Get him. Well, he got some time to do. See, we can't really deport you now, brother. White man. We got to keep you for about 40, 50 years. Then we'll deport you, man. So, yeah, they still going to be mad. Like, man, they not deporting the white immigrants. The white illegal immigrants not getting the same treatment as the black and brown ones. Here go a white immigrant who's killed somebody, man. Killed 2 people. They going to throw the book at him. He going to get 17 life sentences.
To be deported in September of 24.
So that is an unanswered question tonight. Why was the suspect not deported 2 months before the first murder? He has been placed on an immigration hold, is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, but a judge ruled again today that he would be held without bond. We are live at Miami Police Headquarters. Peter Dench, CBS News.
To a safety alert and new details about a man who police say tried to kidnap a 16-year-old girl. We're now learning that he allegedly tried to abduct someone else just minutes before, and it was caught on camera. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in South Miami with the disturbing details. Roy.
Police say this man tried to attack and take a 38-year-old woman as she was entering the South Miami hospital. But fortunately, that woman was able to convince this man to let her go. She goes inside of the hospital and asks for help, and that man drives off. But police say he didn't stop there.
That is the victim right there. I believe that's him right there.
Surveillance cameras outside the South Miami hospital entrance capturing the moment a woman just visiting a patient is attacked by a man who she said tried to grab her, threw her to the ground, telling her to be quiet as he tried to take her.
And according to the victim, he had some zip ties on him as well.
In the video, police said the 38-year-old victim convinced the man to release her. That's when she's seen making her way inside of the hospital where she called for help.
She ran to an office where the doctor came out.
While that woman's attacker was seen getting into his car and taking off, he wouldn't get far. Police later caught up to 32-year-old Brian Gamboa. Less than a half hour later, an officer said he tried the same.
That's an ombrito. You guys, them ombritos down there got some serious tans. You got to remember, this is Miami. This is Miami. These ombritos got some serious tans down in Miami. That's an ombrito, bro.
Thing with this 16-year-old girl. She said she was walking alone near Southwest 86th Street and 62nd Avenue just after 11 Wednesday night when Gamboa grabbed her.
I was on the phone with my friends walking, and then a car pulled up 10 feet in front of me, not like 6 foot, and then some guy came out and tried to grab me.
Fortunately, that teen said she was able to fight him off and get away.
He tried to push me to the ground, and I got back up as quickly as possible. That's why my knees are messed up.
While police arrested Gamboa hours later, I went to his apartment, which we learned is right across the street from that hospital and a block away from the police station. Residents there shocked to hear it's their neighbor accused of the horrific crime.
It's disgusting, and it's terrible to think that he was right here, and we had no idea.
And Gamboa is now behind bars being held with no bond. He faces a number of charges that include 2 counts of attempted kidnapping. We're now here in South Miami. Roy Ramos, local.
We're hearing a lot more people getting held with no bond lately. Is that the Trump effect? I want y'all to pay attention to that, man. See if it's just me. Seems like a lot more people being held with no bond. On these stories that we do. Let's get to the main event, man. Everybody hit the like button, man. Take the $7 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, man. Support the channel. Support the channel. Let's see, man.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jackie Joseph. Dan is on assignment. We have more details on the deadly assault we first told you about yesterday, an exclusive video seen only on NBC6. Shreveport police are working with the district attorney's office on the complicated case. NBC6's Miriam Samake joins us in studio, sharing the latest in tonight's top story. Miriam?
Well, hi, Jackie. Back in January, an argument turned fatal after 2 men got into a fight outside of a nightclub. Shreveport Police Department says in these cases, agencies look at justification and reasonableness. The Shreveport Police Department is working with the Caddo Parish District Attorney's Office on an investigation into a fatal beating.
Unfortunately, that situation was made worse by 2 individuals, both of which having made poor decisions. And Shreveport Police Department is doing everything it can to try to come in and clean up the mess.
Surveillance video from January 26th showed 25-year-old Trevor Moses and 43-year-old Christopher Temple. Temple punches Moses first, then according to SPD, the fight continued.
That was a solid punch, man. I ain't gonna lie. So the black dude was arguing with these 2 white chicks, and the white guy came through to try to
43-year-old
mediate.
Christopher Temple.
They skipped ahead. But look at this punch, man. This is the guy who get punched. He's not even looking. This is a solid punch right here.
Punches Moses first. Then, according to SPD, the fight continued until Moses hit Temple in the face, who then hit his head on the concrete. Temple later died on February 15th due to injury.
So apparently the black dude hit the white guy, and then the white guy ended up hitting his head and dying. That's a solid ass punch, bro.
Until Moses hit Temple in the face, who then hit his head on the concrete. Temple later died on February 15th due to injuries.
Was the intention in that case. And sometimes we have instances where we refer to as negligent injuries. So if there was no intent, but an injury still resulted, that person could face some charges due to some type of negligence on their part.
Moses has been arrested for second-degree battery. SPD says these cases use the principle of the 1989 Supreme Court case, Graham versus Connor. Was the use of force justified, and was the force reasonable?
Whatever he did to that guy after that guy did that with his hands, whatever he did with his hands to that guy is reasonable, man. That was a mean punch, man. He lucky he didn't knock him out.
And that's where the jury of our peers comes into play. That's why many times we take cases like that before a grand jury or to trial so that we can determine ultimately, was this person guilty or was what they did justifiable?
And SPD says they will work with the DA's office to hold people accountable and seek justice.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Dan Jovic.
And I'm Jackie Jovic. Shreveport police share more details on the deadly fight outside of a downtown nightclub. SPD says their crime center cameras have been used in presenting the facts to the district attorney's office.
NBC 6's Miriam Samake joins us now live in studio, sharing our top story tonight. Miriam.
Well, hi, Dan and Jackie. The Shreveport Police Department say they have a strong presence in downtown Shreveport, especially at night. Unfortunately, they were not called to this fatal fight until it was too late. In a case with many moving parts, cameras become vital to an investigation.
The Shreveport Police Department, our homicide and violent crimes detectives have obtained lots of security footage of this incident. And we have a full understanding of what took place that night. What we're handing over to the district attorneys now is to interpret the law as to how this should go forward.
The incident on January 26 was an argument turned fatal with 25-year-old Trevor Moses and 43-year-old Christopher Temple. According to SPD, the two men fought until Moses hit Temple in the face, who then hit his head on the concrete. Temple later died on February 15th due to injuries.
Unfortunately, nobody called us right away. The incident appeared to have occurred inside of a nightclub and spilled out of the nightclub, and a small scuffle happened then. And then from there, it escalated further. And it wasn't until the end of the events that Shreveport Police was actually notified.
Corporal Borderline says, according to the video, there were at least 2 altercations at different locations, one on Spring Street and one on Commerce Street. He says cameras are extremely effective in solving and ultimately.
So they said 2 altercations at 2 different events. So if the black dude killed him at the second incident, then that's probably why he's being charged with battery. He's not being charged with homicide. He's being charged with battery. Let me see if we can find out. Any more about this? Because this is. Let's see what niggas.
Nobody beat nobody. I got the exclusive, motherfucker. I got the exclusive. KSLA ain't got it. Timmy Lane ain't got it. Wait, look. And they hollering justice for Chris. Chris got what he deserved. Yeah, MJ got the exclusive. Y'all go on screen record so y'all can run y'all page up. I'm going to let everybody eat. Now watch him. Watch him. He plotting on him, but they say Chris wouldn't hurt a fly. Damn lie. Now watch him. He couldn't cock back. Look at him. Boom. Hit the black. You see what I'm saying? The white dude is the one that got killed. But the headline trying to say the white dude got beat outside the club. He ain't getting beat outside. Trevor hit his ass. Yeah, tell that. Tell that. Tell everything. Ain't no more of y'all gonna keep battling and fucking over a black folk and getting away with it. Not long as them J and y'all been. To all you white folk, Chris wouldn't hurt a fly, but he'll still on a black man. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah, he might not do nothing. He might not do shit to a fly. But it looked like to me he was still on a black man, but he won't still on now nothing. And that's what's gonna happen if y'all keep thinking y'all gonna just keep picking on us, fucking over us. Hey, nah, we ain't having it. Yeah. And we gonna stand up and we gonna fight for Trevor Moses. And Black Freeport, y'all trying to kill Tim Hook. Ain't none of y'all trying to help the black dude. Ain't none of y'all fighting for the black dude. Tim Hook here. Tim Hook here. But y'all trying to go against Tim Hook. Yeah, y'all trying to go against Tim Hook, but he the one fighting for the black dude. He the one making phone calls. No. That's right, Andy. The fly finna be on his ass. Yeah. And Trevor got his lick back and the nigga happened to die. Yeah, but they ain't post the video. Yeah, that's why that happened, Alexander Green. Y'all want to see it one more time. This is it. I'm going to let y'all see it one more time. The black dude, Trevor Moses, right here is innocent. That black dude right there is innocent. He in jail. Yeah, watch what the white boy did. Now, Rob Blow, it's more to it. Now, Rob Blow, I got other videos. I got other videos. Don't worry. Bam, yeah, come on, get it in. I just said I'm going to post a snippet.
What do you guys think, man? So the black dude not being charged with homicide.
Good evening and thanks for being with us.
He's being charged with battery.
Good evening.
Trying to see if they got any later. You know what? Let's go to a trusted news source. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna just go to a trusted news source that I'm sure everybody here at Op Nation trusts, man, to hear about this story, man.
A black male defends himself, but he is, well, charged. Put up the picture for him, man. I got a story to tell you. Trevor Moses. Trevor is 25 years of age. Trevor was arrested on the 6th of February and charged with second-degree battery after witnesses identified him in the January 26th surveillance video altercation between him and a 43-year-old Christopher J. Temple. Mr. Temple later died from his injuries. The video of the encounter shows Mr. Temple sneaking up on the young Mr. Trevor Moses. What you see here in the video, we have the still of the shot. This is the moment Mr. Temple, this is Christopher Temple, is seen sneaking up behind the 26-year-old Mr. Moses and throwing the first punch, okay? He threw the first punch. There is absolutely no ambiguity about what happened, none. All the witnesses saw it, surveillance caught it. The man threw the first punch, snuck him. Is what happened. Put it up. Now, a video screenshot shows Christopher Temple on the left and Trevor Moses before the encounter, okay? You clearly see it. despite being snuck, despite being hit, punched, off guard, somehow Moses fought back and gained the upper hand, punching the taller man in the face, which ended up knocking him out cold, causing him to fall, strike his head on the concrete. This is what the witnesses told the police. Police said last week that surveillance footage from the Real-Time Crime Center supported witness accounts of the incident. That's according to station KTBS. However, video of the brawl taken from news reports and circulating widely on social media only reveals the moment when Temple delivered a crushing blow to the side of Moses' head, sparking a brutal fistfight in front of at least 24 witnesses. The bare-knuckle brawl resulted in the injury that ultimately caused Mr. Temple's death. However, the video does not show this exact moment, and it's not clear if this footage even exists. Atlanta Black Star was not able to pinpoint the purported tape of the second half of the altercation. Shreveport Police Chief Wayne Smith and Corporal Chris.
So they don't have the footage of the second. So there was two fights. There was the fight we saw, and then later on there was another fight on another street between the two guys. And that's the fight in which Mr. Temple was killed by Mr. Moses with his hands.
So we don't have video of the one where Mr. Moses was quote unquote snuck?
We do. That was the first one.
All right, maybe
Mr.
I missed
Moses is the black guy. The black guy. Let's just say the black guy.
So they don't have video of him delivering the fatal punch then?
No, that happened it was two fights. They said it was two incidents. So there was a fight. I guess it got broken up, calmed down or whatever. And then they linked up again and fought again. And then that's when
Shreveport ain't that big.
Yeah, so that probably makes it like that's probably why they charged them with battery. They're not charging them with homicide. Maybe they're seeing if they can upgrade the charges, but they're not charging them with homicide. They're charging them with battery.
Still an incredible injustice. He ain't do nothing.
I feel like the brother got snuffed with a mean punch, and if he beat the shit out of that guy and that guy died, I feel like that should be self-defense. Now, if it got calmed down and the fight was over, and then later on they fought somewhere else, then that's when it gets tricky.
Very tricky. I mean, I'm not advocating for, this fucking glider is probably not really like worth advocating for if I had to guess. But, that happening at a second location like that raises some pretty big questions.
Bordelon both viewed the entire video and afterwards said Temple may have instigated his own fate, according to KSLA News 12. Quote, "We're very aware of what the public is saying. Obviously, this is a complicated matter," the corporal said. The corporal confirmed the segment of the footage that showed Temple throwing the first punch and striking Moses, leading many online observers to say that Moses was justified to retaliate with a haymaker of his own. However, Moses was arrested a few days after the fight on charges of second-degree battery and released on bail. At that point, Temple was still alive. He underwent surgery.
Oh, okay. So he was charged with battery, second-degree battery while the guy was still alive. Okay. He was in the hospital. Okay. Listen, if you can't produce footage of that second fight, man, we don't know who started that fight. We don't know if he was defending himself in that fight. So I think if I'm his lawyer, if I'm the black guy's lawyer, I'm saying, man, we don't have footage of the second fight. All we can presume is that the white guy started that fight too. Because
based
look
on
at
the
what
evidence
happened.
we have.
Yeah, the white guys are the wrong here, man. I hate to say it to y'all, man. I know y'all used to the black dude being wrong most of the time, but this one right here, that white dude is dead wrong, man.
Hey man, I work off
Battery.
of evidence, so like if you can prove it happened, I'm down for it. But this is definitely messy.
Shout out to Big Time, man. He says, there were 3 fights today on the Broad Street subway in Philly. On one subway car. God, dog. How come this low IQ son man never covers Philly crime? Yeah, I mean that's so not his.
You want to hear
yeah.
some interesting statistics about Shreveport, though? Shreveport is only safer than 2% of U.S. cities. Has one of the highest violent crime rates in the nation. 1 in 135 people will become a victim of violent crime in Shreveport, and it has a population of 177,000.
That's a big city. That's like Baton Rouge size. That's bigger than Baton Rouge.
It's bigger than Baton Rouge, yeah. It's actually bigger than I thought.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean,
I did not expect the violent crime rate to be that high, though. That's fucking wild.
Louisiana, though, I mean, I'm not surprised. Like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, just about everywhere.
Bogalusa.
Everywhere in Louisiana with a large sun population. I mean, we saw this fucking documentary. It's not too long ago, man.
Yeah, exactly. This is, I'm not shocked, man. What's up, Ray Wall? What's going on?
Yo, what's going on? Finally, a glider started it, man. Ooh.
What do you think, man? What's your opinion, man, about
Yeah, I
this?
agree.
As far as like, you go ahead.
I agree with you. I was like, finally, a glider started something, man. It's always sun, so it's good. It's a relief, you know.
Do you think you could have stood up to that punch? You think that punch would have put you to sleep?
Oh. It probably would have hurt. It depends where it hit. He swung pretty far back. Got it clean.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to take one of those unexpected and still like turn around and win the fight, or you know what I'm saying? Like that son man is a tough son of a bitch. I can tell you that. But
oh shit! So actually,
go ahead.
My bad. Baton Rouge is actually worse. Baton Rouge is only safer than 1% of U.S. cities. It has a 1 in 99%, 1 in 99 chance of becoming a victim of violent crime, and that is a 219,500 population. So it's only a little bit bigger.
So they're bigger. Yeah, they're bigger. Paul. This if this was a black dude that punched a white guy like this, that white guy wouldn't have been able to fight back. Something hit too hard. We cold cock you like this, you in trouble, Jack.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Both viewed the entire video and afterwards said Temple may have instigated his own fate, according to KSLA News 12. Quote, "We're very aware of what the public is saying. Obviously, this is a complicated matter," the corporal said. The corporal confirmed the segment of the footage that showed Temple throwing the first punch and striking Moses, leading many online observers to say that Moses was justified to retaliate with a haymaker of his own. However, Moses was arrested a few days after the fight on charges of second-degree battery and released on bail. At that point, Temple was still alive. He underwent surgery before being transferred to the Carpenter's House Hospice, where he unfortunately died on the 15th of February. Authorities are now unofficially calling Temple's death a homicide.
Wow.
As detectives are currently working with the Caddo Parish District Attorney's Office to assess whether murder charges will be filed against Moses. Now, let's go back. There is no issue. This is a homicide, okay? Homicide doesn't mean murder. Homicide simply means, was the death likely caused because of another human being? Well, yes. That's clear. The fight, you can call it mutual combat if you choose, but I would posit that the young Mr. Moses, Trevor Moses, was actually defending himself. regardless if it's mutual combat or self-defense, that means the individual who's involved, the other person who's involved, is doing so voluntarily. Voluntarily. Either they are engaging in mutual combat or they voluntarily decided to hit someone and the other person had to respond to self-defense. It is an unfortunate tragedy that the individual who landed the first punch died. I'm sure he has family who loves him. He may have children or young people that he mentors. I don't know. But I do know this. In the American legal justice system, you don't get to throw a punch and then somebody gets the upper hand on you and all of a sudden you are no longer the criminal.
Doesn't
No,
really sound
you
like what
started
happened,
it.
though.
You're the one who.
Yeah, we got to get that other fight. That second.
He may have started it. I'll give him that. You know, he started the shit maybe, but that this whole fucking like, oh, he just got the upper hand. What? He got the upper hand 10 blocks away in a different location? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I
Unless
mean,
there was another fight started there, like you're saying, right?
We got to get that footage because I mean, this is downtown Shreveport. They got to have cameras everywhere. That can't be the only camera down there.
It's amazing how into the weeds and the details they'll get. You know, something tells me this level of analysis wouldn't apply if this were the other way around. I don't know.
Hell no. Fuck no. We wouldn't even heard about it. We wouldn't heard about it. It would well, me might have heard about it, but it would have been like a fight, man. It would have been like a 30-second or 22-second blip. Man was killed at a man was punching. Well, actually, it depends, man. It really depends, man. There was a case the other day. We saw a son, man. He punched a guy like 2018 on the subway, and the guy just died like a couple weeks ago, and they rearrested him for murder. So like, but that was still not a big case. It just made the news. That's but yeah, like when a son, man, we punch. I think put it like this: we punch white people a lot, right, for no reason.
Granted.
Or sneak attack them. And it does make the news. It does. Like people talked about the knockout game. It does make the news. It doesn't make the news as a racial incident. It just makes the news as like, oh yeah, and this happened today. And then on to the weather. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It makes like a 30-second clip on the, evening news at 6 or some shit. Like,
yeah. But it does make the news. Black dude punching a white dude makes the news. It's just nothing burger. This right here, this could potentially, if Biden was still in office, been like a huge fucking thing, man.
Instigated the entire brawl. Your physical violence brought this upon yourself. So now there's confusion. Now the corporal is saying, I know this is a complex matter. No, it is not. It is not complex because I guarantee you, if Mr. Moses would have snuck, would have punched the other man in this unprovoked attack, there would be no confusion. There would be no argument. There would be no charges. It would be open and shut. But because a young black male that defended himself from an attacker was able to somehow get the upper hand, because he could have easily been the person dead right now. He could have easily taken that same fall that the person who attacked him took. We're going to stay on top of this. It seems as if due to the public sentiment that's involved, the police or the local prosecutor is weighing the political winds. Let's make sure they weigh the political winds justly, because there is absolutely no charge that should have been affixed to this young man whatsoever. All right, dear brother, what are your thoughts?
Well, to quote the judge from the earlier segment, this is another instance of walking while black.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Cry me a fucking river. Meanwhile, whites in Louisiana, like, you gotta be very careful about where you go walking while white.
He's Blackhawk.
This guy?
Wow.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, he barely.
that's a
I
blunt
gotta see the
there.
side view. I need the side view.
That looked like
this young man was walking along and this other guy comes up on him and does what he does. And to your point, if you defend yourself and this tragedy happens, it's tragic because the other gentleman who instigated the fight also had a life. And it's tragic that he started by hitting this other gentleman. And it's tragic now for Moses. This young gentleman's got what he's got to go through. And I'm sure he's also traumatized. Obviously, if you get in a fight, I don't think your instinct or your desire is to kill the other human being. It was a situation where he knocked him out, he hits his head, and here we are. So it's unfortunate across the board. But to your point, I hope that the prosecutors realize that this was self-defense. I mean, you get a situation like George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, where Trayvon Martin was minding his own business and George Zimmerman goes and shoots him and gets off on it.
Yeah.
Well, this gentleman was actually defending himself. And to your point about the color of his skin, as a Middle Eastern American, I always use that example when I say if January 6th had been perpetrated by a bunch of Muslims that are Middle Eastern American, there would have been no pardons. They would have been taken away day one. And yet, because it happened by the people that it happened, who were quote unquote patriots, which means white Americans, they come out and they get pardoned. So here we are in this situation.
We're talking about January 6th. Well,
hold up, my brother. Can we bring it back just a bit, please? My Middle Eastern brother.
Damn.
Well, let's get back to Shreveport.
Wow.
What do you think the son murder name for Shreveport is? I'm not familiar, but I'm sure that one exists.
Damn.
Leave port, maybe?
Yeah, leave you dead port. Then bereave port. Jeez. It's something though. They all got something, man.
I'm gonna Google it.
I know DC is the murder capital. Philly is Philadelphia. Milwaukee. Chirac.
I mean, even the little towns, they've got one too. Yeah. Although I want to know what Bogalusa is.
So yeah, and listen, I think we'll have to come back to this case, this walking wall black case.
To bring it back to Gauteng, and a Congolese national arrested in connection with the Zanzu nightclub abuse case is expected to appear in the Pretoria Magistrates Court. The 49-year-old man was arrested on Thursday in.
What's up, John Galt? What's happening?
What's up? What's going on, man?
Ain't nothing, man.
Man, I ain't mean to interrupt you, man, bro, man. Listen, I bring them dead bodies to the niggas' head. We all do a stream together one day, man. I've been thinking about that shit. I don't know if you seen my stream. I had a dead nigga dying in one of my houses, you know what I'm saying, in Southeast.
Oh, wow. He was live stream?
Shit, I got it live. I can send you a video that I had to take it down. But before he died in my house, when he called me on the live, he said this to me.
And I'm blessed. I'm blessed that you're a brother. You call me back, man.
Because he was saying so many foreigners in DC and ran rooms, and he was living out in Gaithersburg. The nigga didn't have no foot. His hoof was amputated.
Oh wow!
Damn.
And that nigga was stinking like a motherfucker, shitting all over my. I got video. I got that content. The nigga was shitting all over my house. Shit, like literally shit, nigga. Like literally, like I got video straight shit.
The toilet, like he didn't make it to the toilet.
All over the house, nigga, in his bed, nigga, in his clothes. I got video. I got audio of a nigga saying, "Yo, bro, I think that nigga shitting in his sleep. He's sleeping in shit." And there's a little light-skinned nigga, and I say he light-skinned because you understand where the fuck I'm coming from. The only the light skinned nigga would clean that shit up. The rest of them niggas were willing to. I got video of niggas, straight niggas, walking in that shit and refusing to clean up. Niggas, if I ain't clean this shit up, nigga, I'll walk in this shit, but I ain't gonna clean it up.
Well, he didn't shit it, so.
Straight shit. Another nigga shit. Honestly, bro.
It's in the house. It's on the floor in the hallway.
It's in the bathroom. It's on the walls. It's everywhere. This nigga was dying in my house.
What did he have?
That nigga, I got the whole video, bro.
Sounds like,
he called me. He said, bro, I'm looking for a room, and you know DC better than I know it. Nigga lived out in Gaithersburg. He was a nigga, and you know who live in Gaithersburg, right? You know what kind of people. Ain't no niggas live out there. And that nigga like, but my welfare, my benefits. He even meant, bro. I'm telling. He mentioned my benefits, the welfare, and all that shit. Like DC got them welfare benefits. Only a nigga like you would know, like me would know, right? He like, I gotta get back in DC. The welfare benefit, the transportation and shit like this. And you know, the nigga foot was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like real fucked up. Like he just had that bitch amputated. His bitch was stinking like a motherfucking dead body. And I think that's what he died at. The homicide called me. They're like, John Carter, we found a dead body in your house. And I know you were there, nigga. I was like, that nigga, like, what the fuck you calling me for? And it's some real nigga content. Real nigga. I got so much real nigga content. Like niggas calling in, like, yo, I need a place to live, but I don't want to live around no niggas. And it be niggas.
So is he on a daily rent or a weekly one?
Shit, I make someone pay daily, weekly rent, monthly, however much. And this one of the things I think, man, you could get some hay out of, man. I ain't mean to disrupt you, what you're saying. There's a big schism brewing between the niggas, the blacks, and the African niggas, Caribbean niggas. And you come and look on my stream, like, for whatever reason, I ain't casting no aspersions, I'm just laying it out there. You can delve into it. The African and the Caribbean niggas are doing a whole lot better. And to me, this is really all about a competition for resources. The niggas don't want to live around niggas, but they can't afford to live around white people. But the Africans will team up. They, you know, the migrant motherfuckers, they will, you know, live in a room together. They are a couple. You know, blacks can't form couples or any kind of like teamwork. And so the Africans are able to do better. And I had a nigga on my stream out today. Oh my God, I had the total dichotomy. I had a Nigerian nigga working 2 jobs down in city center. I know you thinking it. Your wheels are spinning when I say city center, because that's what the niggas be looting, right? You know what the niggas be looting, city center, downtown DC, right? You know what I'm talking about?
National Place?
No, city center, right there in downtown, like where they built, where's all those Gucci restaurants and all that shit.
Oh, you talking about the one like where the old convention center used to be at?
Yeah. And so I got an African who's a concierge, the head concierge there. And then I got the niggas that be looting that same motherfucking place. And he's acknowledging the Nigerian nigga that works 2 jobs and drives Uber, saying, yeah, the niggas be down here looting, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I mean, but when you say it's something happening between the blacks and the Africans, it's like there's always been that, but is it like you what make you think that this quickly though? What make you think that is more than what it usually be? Like Africans,
because as the price of living get higher up, it's going to take cooperation and competition. You know, cooperation and cohesion. The blacks don't have the cohesion. They're fighting amongst each other, and then at the same time, they're fighting everybody else. You understand? And the Africans, man, like, it's nothing for, like, I rented a room to an African couple, man. Them niggas came up with $3 grand. And I be renting rooms to niggas, and they ain't got $200. I put a black woman and her child out. That bitch didn't have $30. I'll tell you no lie. It's on my stream. Like, bro, it's a competition for resources. It ain't about anything. It ain't about culture. It ain't about nothing else. If the blacks
So today, we're interviewing random Africans and asking them, do they understand the real story of the African Americans and do they hate the African Americans? So stay tuned.
They hate us.
Yeah, no, we think that you hate us. So is that true? What do you have to say to that? Do you hate African Americans? Well, you just answered that, really. But well, what do you say to that? Like, how does it make you feel to know that? Over in America, they teach us that Africans hate African Americans. Is that true? So today we're interviewing random.
The truth is crazy. I just think that it's they just look at Africans like yo, y'all niggas over here. We came over here to get some money. Y'all already been here. Y'all don't have no money. What's cracking?
Right.
Like, what's going on? Like, why y'all ain't got no money?
But I'm gonna live around.
Americans got no culture. The biggest culture.
Hold on.
Yeah, they got the great tether war going on right now.
You heard me out.
Yeah.
The Africans won't live around niggas, bro. Period. Point blank.
Hell nah.
They ain't live around no niggas, bro.
Nobody wants to live around niggas.
Right.
Yo, that's not. Listen, that's not that. Nobody wants to live around niggas. Like nobody. It ain't. So how about that? It's not. You can't isolate the Africans as being, not wanting to live around niggas. That's
the reason why
a normal thing.
The reason why I can is because blacks in America have always thought they were above Africans. And now the Africans have gotten here, supplanted the niggas,
but they've been doing that.
But as the resources get
they
tighter,
just seeing it now because of social media.
No, I think
it's like a conversation on social media now because Africans been getting outdone by Africans been outdoing blacks.
But I think the conversation on social media is downstream from what's happening, like out on the streets when they're competing for housing, bro. After COVID, it's hard to find housing, and the blacks are pretty much unrentable. I have landlords on my stream in DC, bro. I have DC landlords on my stream coming in and say, I ain't renting no nigga. I let my shit stay rented. Black landlords. So I ain't renting no nigga, period. Point blank. I let my motherfucking house stay unrented before I fuck around rent to a
Sounds
nigga.
like life would be easier if you did that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm telling you, this is like, bro, you
What
know,
if they got a
Kobe,
Section 8 voucher? What if she got a voucher? Because you know
Bro,
you guaranteed your money with a voucher.
I got a nigga with, I got a good buddy of mine. I'm sorry, I say meaning to say the word in. I got a good buddy of mine, landlord, Dean Wood. You know what it is now, Northeast. He ain't fucking with this Section 8 voucher. He had a black woman, was a good tenant, fair enough. But her man, and see, this is what people don't see.
That's the key. That's the key you just said. Her
Right?
man.
Her man beat her ass up and made her have, she was scared to live there, so she had to move, right? And I ain't gonna tell you all the story downstream from that, but like he like, man, I can't deal with that Section 8 no more, right? And
Yeah, it's a lot of drama. Them women got a lot of drama. Let me play this video.
Hey guys, a few days ago, I posted up my experience as a South Asian woman raising mixed race children of Pakistani and Jamaican background, the racism that comes with it within our community, within South Asian communities, and how racist people can be. And it's very obvious. And
South Asian is like Indian and Pakistan.
You got wicked.
To be fair, they're not even scared of telling you. I got this comment a few days ago. Obviously, I went to the halal butchers and they were speaking in our language and they were being really racist toward.
Yeah, John, they saying you gotta be more concise with your comments, man. Take the $5 challenge, man. Support the channel. Take the $7 challenge, man. Take the $7 challenge. Your PayPal, Cash App, and Super Chat. All you guys out there, let's get this $7 challenge going. Daytime stream, man, for the for the people that can't stay up late, man.
Hey, real quick, Chief. If you don't mind me saying real quick, I've been noticing on your channel, man, y'all hell on the burritos. Every time I look up, y'all killing on burrito, man. What we do to y'all, Chief?
I know, man. It just happens to be like that, man. It's y'all time, it's y'all season, man. We showing y'all the door, man. We showing y'all the door.
Right. Don't let it hit your ass on the way out.
Yeah.
Children you can see on the video posted a few days ago. So this comment over here from Razia really stuck to my head, and it still is, and my heart really goes out to her. So I just wanted to go through this. So Razia says, my own mom judges my children as 2 are darker and 2 are lighter in color. My mom refuses to hug or give respect to the darker complexion children. That makes me sick to my stomach. Furthermore, I know they don't want to visit her at all, so they have to listen to the abuse. She usually says, where is the Kali Sari Kuriyan? And never the names. So basically, Kali Sari Kuri basically means where are the black girls, kind of, in a horrible, horrible way. Now, she must have 2 children that are light and 2 children that are darker. Same as my brother. My brother, mashallah, he's got very beautiful dark complexion. In fact, very similar to my husband's skin tone. And he's fully Pakistani, and he can get away with being black, but he's South Asian. This comment over here makes me sick as a mum to my stomach. I will never, ever in my entire life treat my kids or any other child out there differently because of their skin tone. This mom needs help, okay? A grandma. I can never think of my mother doing that to my children, my kids' grandma,
Yeah, but like, see, even Indians, they don't like niggas. Nobody likes niggas, man.
Yeah, it's what made me think that Muhammad Ali was wrong when he said no Viet Cong ever called me a son word, you know?
Yeah,
Pretty sure they were.
He just didn't understand them. Yo, sons don't even like sons, Ike. Keep it real.
That's true. That's true.
It's very, very hard, but honestly, you know what to do.
Merry Christmas, my beautiful Africans. I love you guys. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for each and every one of you. So this Christmas, what have you bought for your child? If you're a parent like me, what have you bought for your child? Did you buy a volleyball? Did you buy a bicycle? What did you get for your children? Show me in the comment section what you bought for your child, because children are surely likely to enjoy Christmas more than you. Yeah, it's like a day in paradise. Yeah, it reminds me of those days when my father used to take us for vacations, and my mom. We used to so much enjoy those days. Yeah. So I know in some families we also have people who are called the black sheep. We have people who are really not accepted. It's not just something to laugh at, but every family has a black sheep. So are you that black sheep? What made you black sheep? Sometimes you are tough-headed. You don't want to listen to your parents, and that's why you became a black sheep. One case is different. One case is different, and this case is something which is, I find the parent, back-minded, because a woman online was able to share her testimony where her parents disliked her children who are dark-skinned, Her parents disliked her children who are dark-skinned. Just because one is dark and one is light, you treat them unequally. You treat the one with the lighter skin better than the one with the black skin.
That happened in Nigeria. When I was a baby, my mother told me this. When I was a baby, I was very light-skinned like my son, right? And they said that the family was very excited. Oh, Lord, very excited. But over the year, I started to, brown up and whatnot, right? And he said that the family was like kind of disappointed when I started getting brown. And that was in the 70s in Nigeria. So it's like, I mean, these motherfucking Africans trying to act like they ain't like that either. They like that too. Over color. They just like that. They the same fucking way, man. It's bullshit.
Something tells me that to be the black sheep in a Sun family, you really gotta Really gotta go hard.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, we can take it. We can take it hella shots at
Wicket's feeling
the
salty.
man.
Yeah, man.
Damn,
Like,
man.
Which is totally different from the way he normally is about some people.
Yeah, exactly.
yo,
Exactly.
yo, I already forgot who's
I
the.
I just really
I already forgot who's on Brito that Suns killed earlier today, but it's all a blur at this point. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yeah,
Big League
man. I
Brown
mean,
looking blur.
these motherfuckers. I still think these motherfuckers are the most racist people on the planet.
The
It's
Patels.
woven into their religion. Yeah, their religion. The devil is a dark skinned person in their religion. The what they call the Mahabharata, whatever this shit is.
But they never enslaved sons, did they? Like I mean, I don't know,
Shit,
maybe
they got
racist.
their own dark skinned people. They got their own dark
They had
skinned
no
people
need.
over there. Yeah, they got black people
Like
like
billions
me.
of them too.
Yeah, exactly. Billions.
I just really wanted to quickly come on here and talk about something. Sorry if I sound a
Not
bit
even dark.
nasally. I'm having like sinus infection, and also I'm deaf in one ear because of like mucus buildup. Like I don't know. You know when you're having like runny
Always take
nose,
so
then
long.
your ear gets blocked. So sorry if I look very tired also. On the topic of like looks, right? I wanted to talk about this like a video that's been going around, that's been made by Atika. I've been following her for a while, and honestly, when I saw that video, it was a bit jarring to me. But at the same time, I could kind of understand what she was trying to say. Hear me out. You know, for me when I was young, like I would like go to India to like visit my family, right? And I would hear all these like aunties come up to my mom and say like, "Oh my God, your daughter is so beautiful, but she's so dark skinned. She's so dark skinned." And then cut to like 10 years old, somehow like my family managed to like convince me to bleach my freaking face just to lighten my skin a little bit so that I wouldn't get.
When she was 10, they convinced her to bleach her face.
Hey.
Shout out to MW, man. It says, my son woman has been watching your show for a month now. I'm going to convince her to come on the panel one of these nights. All right, MW. Tell her to bring her A game and be prepared, man. You gotta tell us who she gotta tell her who we haven't even seen you on the panel, so we gotta, you know what I'm saying? But when she come up, man, make sure she tell her she's a member, the girl of a member of Ock Nation, man. We'd be glad to have her.
Bullied in school for being so dark skinned because like bro, like I got called all the names.
So here she go. She started off saying like she didn't really know about colorism, and then she said her parents made her bleach her skin at 10 and she got bullied in school. But she started off saying she didn't know nothing about it.
But we never did that. Agombritos don't really do that bleaching shit. You know what I mean? We do talk about like colorism, but like never to the extent to bleach your skin.
Yeah, the Chicanos. Yeah, y'all Chicanos is the Chicanos are the dark ones. What do they call the ones like you? What do y'all called? Like what do y'all called? Like
I mean the same. It's all the same. You know. I mean we got
Oscar De La Hoya looking motherfuckers. What do y'all call?
I mean we got them all up and down the scale, chief. We got them dark. We got them light. You know that?
Oh, they don't call it like dark skin like that. They just
No, I mean we might call them like white boy or blackie, but it's like nothing. You know what I mean? Not to the extent she said.
All right.
In the book when I was in school in Singapore, and I think that sort of experience, that sort of like thing, does inflict a level of injury to your self-identity and how you perceive yourself. I think on the note where about how like brown girls, like we need to work extra hard to look a certain way to fit society's expectation of beauty. I think like I think anyone, any race can look worn out if we don't groom ourselves properly, right? But I think when it comes to like minority group, there is that level of pressure that we face due to internalized racism and casual racism. Because
Yeah, but that racism comes from y'all. Yo, before the white man came, in their religion, the devil is a dark-skinned dude. Like the white man didn't make Indians like that. They were already like that when you know what I'm saying when the East was the East Indian Company came. It had been like that for thousands of years. Thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, it's pretty ancient.
Yeah. So like they try everybody try to blame this shit on white people.
Right. I mean they are into a lot more like white stuff after the British, but that shit predates that by far.
Yeah, it's just y'all don't like and listen. I don't that's their religion. I mean, what can I say about it? But to act like to come on and be like, well, I saw a video from a girl. She's saying about racism. I haven't really noticed anything about colorism, but I was forced to bleach my skin when I was 10, and I was bullied in school about being dark.
Yeah,
Like,
and dark skinned people
cut the
can only get
bullshit.
a job cleaning sewers for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. But they called the untouchables, right? No, Dalit. They call them Dalit now.
Yeah, I think so.
But they used to call them the Dravidians, and then they called them the untouchables. Here we go.
Who is being beaten is being described as said to be a Dalit.
A Dalit who was raped and then burnt to death by two upper caste 17-year-olds.
In fact, her limbs were chopped off after she resisted rape.
You may have heard of the term untouchables referring to the people at the bottom of the Hindu caste system. These people call themselves Dalits, meaning oppressed or the crushed. And if you were to search that word on Google News, you'd find they are subjected to unspeakable horrors on a daily basis. So here are your questions about Dalits based on Google's autocomplete. I'm Omar, and I'm here to give you the answers. This is the 101. Who are Dalits and why are they referred to as untouchables? First, to understand that, we need to get into the Hindu caste system. Most Hindus believe in reincarnation, and the caste, or social groupings to which someone is born into, isn't random. It's something they've earned and deserved based on their past lives. Traditionally, there are four main castes, ranging from the Brahmins, priests, to the Shudra, or labor class. A Dalit is actually born below the caste system. They're literally outcasts.
They're under the jail.
Man, that is nuts, dude. Is that going on today?
It's officially like I think there are laws against it to some extent. I really don't know, but it's not like officially observed anymore. But it's definitely observed by people socially.
Jeez, they hard on the dark skinned folk over there, man. You're not even in the cast. We only got a cast for you. You just some other shit. That's crazy. That is crazy.
And they're considered contaminated from birth. They are believed to be the worst of the worst and should be avoided and marginalized due to their own previous actions. What do Dalits do for a living?
Here we go.
Well, there have always been exceptions, such as today the president of India is a Dalit. But generally, they have been given the worst jobs, things that no one else would do, things which many believe will contaminate the spirit, killing rats, preparing dead bodies for burial, and anything having to do with dead cattle or their skins. These tasks are believed to corrupt the worker's soul to the extent that they shouldn't even be in the same room as someone from a higher caste.
Jeez,
not much of a collection. You got cattle slaughter, taking slop out of one hole, putting it into another one, and whatever that first thing was, it looked like changing toilets.
You know, I wonder what the Dalit crime rate is. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they're also more prone to putting.
They don't play with them though. The difference is they don't mess up. They don't play with Dalits. Like it ain't like Sons over here. They don't like. If I was a Dalit, I would beg before I would commit a crime.
Right, chiclets. Yeah, the opposite here basically, right?
Yeah, they don't play. You can see like they don't have like they. It's just straight up like they're like
lose your hand.
If you was, I could just whip you. Like if I'm from upper class and you're a Dalit, you know what I'm saying? If you look at me funny, I could just take on my belt and whip you right there. You can't hit me back. But you can't hit me back. I could tell you, move your hand. You could try to block the blow with your hand. I could tell you, move your hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or lose your eyes.
Where do Dalits live in India? Today in big cities, some Dalits are integrated and live side by side with other Indians. But
Jesus Christ.
God, dude, that makes Liberia look
Hey,
positively
is that
lovely.
Africa? That looks like Africa.
No, Africa looks better than that most of the time, honestly.
Nah,
Hey, get off Haiti back. Get off Haiti back. That looks a little bit better now.
Well, hold on. Does it really though? I mean, let's be real.
Nah,
much
this
No,
worse
it
looks
does it
does.
look?
worse than Africa. This looks worse than Africa. This is worse because they have more people, so they have more trash. This is, you got to remember, like Liberia got like a couple of million people. This Haiti got like what 10 million people, whatever. I don't know. This place has 200
10 million.
No, this place is 2 billion people, right?
You could smell this picture,
They're in the
right?
Yeah,
billions.
2 billion. Yeah,
They're
2
in the
billion.
billions.
Yeah.
You could smell this picture, right?
The population of Delhi is over 33 million.
Yeah, that's one city.
Yeah, that's one city.
Yeah. So this is these people, like, this is worse. Trust me. Look at that.
The majority live in
Look, oh
slums.
shit! Did you see that kid just crawl out of that shit? Oh shit! Hold on.
But a considerable majority live in slums.
Yo.
Traditionally, though, Dalits
How
aren't
far do you
allowed
think that
to
goes
even live
down?
within.
That's a river. That's a river, dude.
Oh,
This
I
is
didn't
a
even
river.
realize.
That's disgusting. Jesus.
A considerable majority live in slums. Traditionally, though, Dalits aren't allowed to even live within a village's boundaries. They can't enter Hindu temples and were even believed to be so unclean that they couldn't get water from the village well because.
Think about that, man. And you talking about these people gonna commit a crime? Yeah, right. These people trying to stay out the way, man. These people can't have any confidence. If you're not permitted, like I said, the religion, you already, the devil in the religion is you. You're the devil in the religion, and you're not allowed to go into the temple. At least the white man be like, hey, yeah, sure, slave.
You're
here's
on
my
notice for some
religion.
shit you did in your previous life.
Yeah, you're being punished
Damn.
severely for it.
Wow.
Yeah. And you're being punished by people who are being rewarded for what they've done in their previous life.
But you know what? It'd be nice to be able to calm the suns over here a little bit, somehow like this.
Damn, man, you want us to have this? Damn, Wicked.
No, hear me out. Like, take it easy on the carjackings. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez. Wicked ain't playing with the Suns, man. We need a Sun to come up here, man.
I learned from you. I learned from you, Chief. I learned from you.
We need some Suns, man. If we got any Suns up here want to come up, man, and challenge Wicked on this, man. He said he want us to caste system, man. He want us to be the lower caste, man. God damn. But this shit, yeah. This shit about not allowing, I guess that's redlining, right? Not allowing them in the village, right?
Considerable majority live in slums. Traditionally, though, Dalits aren't allowed to even live within a village's boundaries. They can't enter Hindu temples and were even believed to be so unclean that they couldn't get water from the village well because even their touch would taint it for everyone else. They didn't walk through the neighborhoods of the higher castes, and if someone from the priest or warrior caste came their way, they were expected to throw themselves face first on the floor so even their unclean shadow wouldn't touch others.
Wiggy, you want that for some people? You want maybe that would be a good change if police officer walk by and they just throw themselves onto the ground. That probably would help the situation out a little bit. But
jeez. You hear these guys, man? God, dog.
I'm just for the police. You don't do that for me. I don't need that kind of shit.
These people are completely broken.
Look at this shit. Like their shadow can't. You expect it. Like, think about it. Like, think about if a person from a light skin. Think about if I'm walking down the street and shit, Kamala Harris walk past, and I gotta fucking jump on the ground flat so my shadow don't touch her.
Wow.
That shit crazy.
I can't even imagine what that looks like.
I talked to an Indian guy, right? I know an Indian guy. He's a professor, and he's from the Dalit. He's like from the Dalit class, and he told me that Vivek Ramaswamy, he's not from this low class. He's from the high class. So Vivek is not like over here. He's a person of color. He's diversity, but over there, he's like way worse than white people. White people don't have the same power over other races here that Vivek's class has over other people there. Like a white person, like we talked about, like I could, you know what I'm saying? We could rape a white girl and get off. We could punch a white dude and, not get charged for it. The charges get dropped. Over there,
you'd be torn to pieces.
Yeah, like they wouldn't do it though.
They get other Dalit to tear you to pieces.
Yeah, over there, yeah. It's like you wouldn't even think about doing that. So it's like Vivek is really more powerful in his country, 1,000 times more powerful than Trump is over any Hispanic, black, or whatever the fuck marginalized group they try to say over here. But he's over here. It's like, oh, look how diverse he is. Da, da, da. Now the Kash Patel one, he's the Dalit. He's from that lower class. You know what I'm saying? But still, he's from a rich family, the family that's broken out of that. But Vivek ain't no fucking POC motherfucker. He a fucking straight up supremacist, man.
Brahmin supremacist.
And even if he's a nice guy, his lineage, you know what I'm saying, is supremacist. They are supremacists.
They didn't walk through the neighborhoods of the higher castes, and if someone from the priest or warrior caste came their way, they were expected to throw themselves face first on the floor so even their unclean shadow wouldn't touch others. They live all over India, and in many villages, you'll find them living in the worst conditions imaginable. When can Dalits ascend? Since some Hindus believe that Dalits are being punished for actions committed during past lives, there's no way for them to move up in society.
Yeah.
Well, settles that.
Christ.
I'd love to know what their, what are these crimes in the past lives? It must be very severe.
Yo, that is crazy. Like, wow. That's why people want to live around white people. Because when you live around other so-called POCs, they don't mess around, man.
Shit, at least as a slave, you could buy your freedom.
Yeah, or you could be, or you could just be a freedman. There were plenty of freedmen. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about that, but there was plenty of freedmen, and that didn't buy it. They were just free,
right?
And it was like, and you could, you know what I'm saying? You could be anything you want in a white society, even through Jim Crow, through Reconstruction, through civil rights, all that stuff. Over here, he said, because you're being punished for a past life, there's no way for you to move up. It's impossible. Now, some have, so I want to see how some have. It got to be a loophole in there.
They have to marry other untouchables, live with other untouchables, and maybe, if they follow all the restrictions put on them regarding where they live and what they do, then they can be rewarded by being born into a higher caste next time around. Again, who are...
Better luck next time.
I'll wait till the next life.
Dalits protest. In order to protect them, then they can be rewarded by being born into a higher caste next time around.
So,
again, this is the traditional belief.
Doesn't that really sound like the sort of thing you would tell the very low class if you were the higher class? Like, we promise next time in your next life, we're all dead, then you'll be good.
Yeah. There's a possibility, though. Like, Christianity tells you that if you die, you're going to heaven. And, you know what I'm saying? If you pronounce Jesus, you'll die, you go to heaven. Islam says if you blow yourself up, you die, get 70-something verses. These motherfuckers say if you die, it's a possibility that you could be born into a high class next time.
You might have to do this again, so no promises.
roll the dice again. But remember what he said. That's only if you accept all your restrictions. Listen to what he said very clearly.
Way for them to move up in society. They have to marry other untouchables, live with other untouchables, and maybe, if they follow all the restrictions put on them regarding where they live and what they do.
So you not just die, you have to do all this stuff and then die.
All the shit that they tell you to do. That's very slick.
Yeah. And then when you die, it's a possibility that the next time around you could be born into a higher caste.
Then they can be rewarded by being born into a higher caste next time around. Again, this is the traditional belief system, but it doesn't apply universally.
But
why?
50 years ago, it applied universally. The white man is the only reason it doesn't apply universally now.
No way.
50 years ago, it applied universally. White man made them change that shit. And they still haven't changed it. It's just like in Africa, all them customs they got over in Africa.
Yeah, the villages and shit, it's still traditional.
Yeah, it still happens. Just in the big cities, they probably don't do that shit. But the backwoods, they
Dalits protest. Simply put, their mistreatment is illegal. A few years after India gained its independence, the country passed the Protection of Civil Rights Act in 1955.
Where did they get that one from?
In order to protect everyone, especially
civil rights. That's a new thing, man. That's a new word. That word didn't exist before the white man came around. Even though the white man conquered and pillaged, and I'm saying that too, but everybody conquered and pillaged and didn't come up with civil rights at the end of
it. The weak and disadvantaged. Unfortunately, things didn't improve for the Dalits, and they fought hard for even more reforms. They won extra protections in 1989, but things were still really bad. Middle caste landowners found a new generation of Dalits who were unwilling to take the punishment and discrimination thrown at them, and the reply was harsh. Dalit houses were burnt down, people were raped and murdered, and lynchings were a normal occurrence.
Always the raping, though. You notice that? Like,
Did they rape any of the Selma protesters, or I don't remember hearing about that.
That's the thing with them Indians, man. Like they gonna rape your ass. You gonna get raped. Like it's like man, if you have a dispute, a fender bender, if a woman have a fender bender over here, they gotta go get out and rape her and then fucking
put that in the travel guide.
Yeah, they don't play with that.
Even today, Dalits are being killed and mutilated on a regular basis, and it's not only in Hindu society.
For owning a horse. 7 of Dalit family beaten for skinning a dead cow.
Yo, that's fucked up. That's what they have to do. Because y'all won't do it.
It's true. Wow.
But in some cases, also among Christian and Muslim Indians too. The secular constitution of India is supposed to make sure all its citizens are treated equally, and interestingly enough, the chairman of the Constitutional Drafting Committee was a Dalit himself. And so today, Dalits are simply protesting for their right to equality.
Yikes, man. Jesus. Every black person should have to learn about that, man. Blacks walk around like they know how to work. It's America. Like every time something bad happens, well, of course, it's America. It's being black in America. Like, motherfucker,
could be worse.
Jeez. These motherfuckers.
That is truly savage. I didn't even know it was like that bad.
They ain't playing, man. They don't play around. They don't mess around, man. Not at all. Salute to everybody, man. I want to have to come back tonight. So I'm gonna get out of here right now, man. Any final thoughts, man?
Good show.
Yeah, man. Salute, man. If you learned anything, man. If you learned anything here, if you anybody in the chat, if you learned anything, man, make sure you take the $7 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Same black time, same black channel. I'm out of here. Subscribe.